I want to welcome you all to the first official event of this weekend, the rehearsal dinner for Eric and Neil! Now, when Neil and Eric called to ask me to host, I'm going to be honest, I had no idea why. I'm actually not Hindu, I'm not Jewish, and I'm not gay. I started to think about it, and it all made sense. I'm older than Eric, and I'm younger than Neil. I'm Indian with an American name, Kevin. I'm married to an Indian doctor, Neil's little sister Nina. And I work in entertainment. I like Indian food, and I love bagels. So you get the point. Half Neil, half Eric. What they were telling me in so few words was that, Kevin, you understand us best, and we want you to be the first person that everyone hears from. So given all the options and all the facts in front of them, it was obvious I was the best choice to represent them since the day that they met. So on behalf of Neil and Eric and both families, I want to welcome you all to this wonderful weekend, and we have a wildly entertaining program for you. Tonight, we have a number of talented individuals of all age ranges, all colors, and all communities expressing themselves and their love for this beautiful couple. Now, for most of you that have been stuck in your basement for the last year and a half on Zoom weddings, forgetting to mute yourself and forgetting to take your video off when you're in your pajamas, ironing, watching a wedding, let me remind you of how the programming works. When you see something you like, you cheer. When you hear something funny, you laugh. When you hear something sad, which will be every single sentence from Neil and Eric, you cry and you follow their lead. And when you see something you don't like, don't do anything. And at any point, if you feel like you have COVID-like symptoms, please excuse yourself, and we will see you at the 10-year anniversary at the Harbor View Inn. And by the way, feel free to take a centerpiece on the way out. So to get this night started, please put your hands together for Neil's sister-in-law, Bhavana, to sing a beautiful song and to say a few words.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Good evening, everyone. What a beautiful, beautiful evening in Santa Barbara. And how beautiful are the grooms? Thank you very much for giving me the time to honor these lovely individuals. Neil and Eric are probably two of my most favorite people. So much so that when Raj and I were pregnant with our son Vaid, prior to picking any gender-based themes like cars or princesses, we knew we had to imbue the nursery with the quality of good human beings first. So, in the center of our nursery is handmade art created by none other than the grooms themselves, Neil and Eric. Right, art is a loose term. It's cartoon sea animals shouting corny aphorisms like "Seize the Day" by a handsy octopus named Howie, and "Be Clawsome" by a red crab with claws named Sebastian. Nevertheless, it is the spirit of Neil and Eric and the love that both Raj and I feel for them that we wanted our first and future kids to have. Who Neil and Eric are in their core, before any role identities, are authentic, love-filled, and magical human beings. Yes, I said magical. Their zest for life and their sincere dedication to issues that matter in this world are what we want our son, and now future son, to have. Who they love, why they love them, does not matter to us. Coming from a conservative South Asian background, these are notions that could only be solidified in the gracious and love-filled presence of Neil and Eric. And so for me and so many others in here, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for showing us the unlimited potential we have as humans. Now, a quick word to each of you as individuals. Nilubai, I consider you one of my dearest brothers. Our paths faithfully crossed many years ago at a medical conference in Las Vegas in 2008, where I was affectionately known to you as Vampire Girl. A story that I'll tell you guys at the after party, only to ironically become your sister-in-law many years later. Our lives have so many just overlapping threads. Training in medicine at Boston University, a love for singing, Western, Indian, The Little Mermaid, bad Ed Sheeran mashups, and working for Kaiser and finding any excuse to send legitimate emails to each other that we found the world's largest collection of ophthalmology oncology literature. You have been an ever-steady force in my life, picking me up when the pieces have fallen apart and patiently holding my hand from one step to the next. I'll never forget that, and I'll always be here for you. Your precision, tenacity, and patience reaps bountiful fruit in the many amazing talents you have, whether it's your gorgeous voice, your green thumb, or your financial planning wizardry. Yet of all of these feats, your best accomplishment to date is bringing your dear Eric into our lives. Eric, you are a light in this room, a light in the Vyas family, and a light in the Lavis family. When you came in, as Etta James would say, the spell was cast. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Lavis, for creating such a profoundly sweet, dynamic, and sassy boy. Though a brilliant communicator, Eric not only speaks, but acts in love towards those around him, physically and emotionally. On a personal level, my friendship with Eric has grown over the years from shared captives at family events, as in-laws often are, to buddies that can talk about anything from dance, drag queens, and proposition reforms, to confidants privy to our darkest insecurities, often flagged for the world to see. Nowadays, when we go for a week or two without talking, something feels off, and we need to reconnect right away. What a special gift to have as two new members of a family. Eric, through your life story, you are always the best reminder of what true authenticity and courage looks like. And through your day-to-day actions and words, you remind me of what a strong yet compassionate voice looks like in this world. In you, like Neil, I have found a brother. And so, like a double rainbow, I found my double brothers. Oh my God. So tonight, to celebrate Eric and Neil, I hope to sing one of their favorite songs, At Last, performed at the inauguration of our first Black president, Barack Obama, with his First Lady, Michelle, for their first dance. This song is dedicated to monumental achievements of love, whether it's winning an election or marrying who you want to marry. Especially in the years we've recently had, it's time that we finally get to savor this incredibly sweet moment together at last. Love you guys. a thrill to press my cheek to, a thrill that I have never known. Whoa, whoa, whoa. When you smile, you smile. Oh, and then the spell was cast, and here we are in heaven. For you are mine at last.
Let's give it another round of applause for Bhavana. So, over the course of this weekend, you will be hearing from different members of the chosen family. Instead of the traditional groomsmen, Neil and Eric, as unique as they are, decided they are going to call their wedding party the chosen family. Each one of these hand-picked individuals nurtured and supported them during their most challenging and rewarding moments of life. Each one of these individuals had their unique journey that they have been on with Neil and Eric. So when Neil had picked his chosen family, I asked Neil, "How did you feel?" Neil turned to me and said, "KK?" In the most direct, matter-of-fact way, like he was gonna tell me how many Southwest points I had for the last 18 months. I have no idea what he said for the next 10 minutes. But the excitement in his tone, I could tell. It is like he had just seen Adam Rippon do a triple Lutz. And he was in tears, but it was his 10th time watching it. It was that feeling when you knew you bought this beautiful house in the hills and your banker called you so you could refinance for the 3rd time and save 50 basis points, 0.5% for the next 30 years. It's that feeling when you have this Friday night rehearsal dinner and you're like, I know this competent, intellectual, this brilliant, beautiful brother-in-law that can MC the rehearsal dinner. That feeling is real. So to introduce our first member of the chosen family, Neil's best person, please welcome Aaron.
Hi, everybody. My name is Aaron, and I have the distinct honor of being one of Neil's best people. As I have been, I'm sure we all have been so excited about this weekend. Am I right? You know those friends in life that every time you see them, no matter how long it's been since you've seen them last, it could be years even, you immediately carry on pretty much right where you left off, and it kind of feels like you haven't spent any time apart at all? Yeah, me neither. I kid, of course. This spring, Neil came to visit me at my sister's house in Redondo Beach, and as we do, we carried on and on chatting and laughing while playing several rounds of Mario Kart with my niece and nephew. As many of you know, Neil loves him some Mario Kart. This time we didn't have the normal several days to catch up as we would have liked. So while vrooming and screeching through courses as Luigi and Bowser, our conversation also moved at a similarly blazing pace. At one point, my nephew Dylan, who's 10 years old, turned to us and said, and he's not one for small talk, "Gosh, you two talk a lot. Don't you know that many of these questions you could answer with a simple yes or no?" Excuse you, Dylan. Can't you see that I'm catching up with one of my best friends in the world? Red shell, red shell, red shell. Like many others here tonight, I was fortunate to meet Neil as an entering freshman at USC. While we were friends during our time in undergrad, our connection truly blossomed to its full form during medical school after we both made the switch to UCLA. We spent many hours together in lecture halls, anatomy labs, med student rotations, lunchtime gym sessions, and many, many a dance party, laughing and carrying on like two queens in a pod. This is when I really got to know Neil and what a special human that he truly is. A delicious combination of kindness, loyalty, fun, and lots of random noises. Squeals, even nerves. I've always appreciated his ability to cut through nonsense. He wears his heart on his sleeve and is not shy to tell you how he really feels. In particular, his bravery is a characteristic that I look up to. He is one who stands up for what is right and speaks out against injustice. While those magical 4 years in medical school had to come to an end, and our respective residencies in Boston and San Francisco kept us physically apart for several years, each time we reconnected, we made sure to make it count. Whether on a Caribbean cruise, in Provincetown, or at a Halloween pumpkin carving event, we always start right back where we left off. In 2016, after some degree of pestering on my part, Neil agreed to do the AIDS life cycle together. For those who don't know, the life cycle is a 7-day bike ride, 545 miles from San Francisco to Los Angeles, while camping each night to raise money for HIV/AIDS research and health services. Needless to say, this is both an enormous physical and mental feat. One of the most magical parts of the experience is entering what is termed the love bubble. While being surrounded by 3,000 LGBTQAI+ and allies, riders and roadies alike, together achieving something bigger than ourselves, it's no wonder that thousands of smiles and hugs surround everyone like a big cozy blanket. The positive vibes in the air are palpable. Naturally, Neil responded as you'd expect in this environment. Smiles, laughs, love, and jumping for joy at every opportunity possible. Our team, named the Marys, has a tradition of giving nicknames to our newbies. Neil's, for example, is Mary Nancy Kerrigan. Anyone who knows Neil is not surprised that he would be named after an Olympic figure skater. Due to the enormous amount of bodily strain, each rider has different parts of their bodies that they struggle with on the ride, aside from the ubiquitously shared area where the human body repeatedly hits that bike saddle. You can imagine, it's trouble. For myself, the additional difficult areas were my neck, my back, and for Neil, I don't know why you're laughing. That wasn't a joke. Why are you laughing? For Neil, very fitting for Mary Nancy Kerrigan, it was his knees. Pain as if he was being whacked with a lead pipe over and over again with every pedal forward. In spite of the constant pain, unexpected extra mileage one day, sweltering 116-degree segments without any water stop another day, and drenching downpours through Malibu, Neil, with his amazing ability to stay positive and tap into bravery and perseverance, fueled even further by the love bubble, pushed through and rode every last mile. Dang, I was so proud of him. During the many hours on the bike together, we laughed, caught up, and smiled as per usual. We also got to talking about a new man that Neil had been dating, named Eric, whom I was yet to meet. I could tell immediately by the way that Neil talked about Eric that he was very excited about him and could not wait to see him at the end of the week. Naturally, I could not wait to meet him either. After crossing the finish line to long-awaited fanfare, walking our bikes with wobbly noodle legs, we exhaustedly parked for the last time and looked around for loved ones in the sea of people. Then Neil spotted Eric. Like a true figure skating diva in the kiss and cry section awaiting their scores, Neil ran up to Eric with uncontrollable excitement, squeals and all. No narfs this time. With tears of so many emotions running down his face, he threw himself onto Eric in a powerful embrace, resting his head on Eric's chest with a look of pure content. While it was early in their relationship, this visual is forever imprinted in my mind's eye as both the moment that I met Eric and the moment that I realized this one is special. All that time we spent in the love bubble that week, and Neil had his very own love bubble waiting for him at the finish line. As I've gotten to know Eric over the years, I've learned what a gem he truly is. Charming, handsome, smart, incredibly thoughtful, and a sharp wit that never quits, honey. I am so thankful that my best friend has found his one true person and that Eric has become so near and dear to my heart. At this point, whenever we hang out, Eric and I also pick up right where we left off. I feel right back in my own love bubble having the two of you in my life, and I know everyone here feels the same. I love you both so much. Congratulations.
The tears have started. So has the laughter. Thanks, Aaron. So, when Eric had chosen his candidates for the chosen family, I went up to Eric and I asked Eric, how did you do it? And in the most Eric way possible, a 180 head turn happened. A long pause took place. Kevin. Like I had broken the Guinness Book of World Records or something. And I felt like there was a 5-minute pause and time had stood still. And Eric, in the most dramatic way possible, started to explain to me the 3-way process that he approached this, the framework that he took to choose each individual of his chosen family. I don't remember a single word he said. But I could tell by his energy and his excitement that it was similar to him cooking Indian food for the 100th time, learning every Indian spice and adding salt to taste. It was like going to an escape room, getting proposed to and learning you've been stuck for a lifetime, but you love the person you're stuck with. And then it was that feeling you get when you go to a family reunion, you meet all the in-laws for the first time, and you meet this fellow in-law, and you learn he's not a doctor. You learn that he understands you because he has a type A spouse, and he is just as worried about doing the dishes as he is. That feeling is real and genuine. So please put your hands together to help me welcome Cameron, Eric's best person.
So at my wedding, when my best friend over there was making this speech for me, we gave him an allotment of time that he just blew past. Look at me. I'm the captain now. And since I'm allowed to be who I am and say what I feel, because those who matter don't mind, fill those glasses, folks, because I have 4 toasts. First, to Ellen, Dan, Jayshree, and Mahesh. I and everyone else in this room owes you 4 a debt of gratitude. You gave us our best friends. We traveled from near and far to be here today because of the kindness, loyalty, fun, and warmth you instilled in them. On behalf of the whole room, thank you for Eric and Neil. To the parents. Next, to you, Neil. I've known Eric for a long time, and you know better than almost anyone that he and I have been through a lot together. You know by now that I would not stand by and let him marry just anyone. Fortunately for Eric, you are not just anyone. My nice Jewish best friend found a doctor. And you're a Trojan to boot. Fight on. And you not only indulge, but egg me on in the world of credit card points and player 2 discussions and travel, especially when we vacation together. Now, for those who don't know, the fraternity of which Eric and I are members affectionately and loudly nicknamed Eric Mom. Because of how he, despite all the stress and worry we put him through, loves us all and would do anything for us. For Eric, we Sammy boys, as Neil likes to call us, always wanted someone for Eric who would care for him like he cared for us. Neil, that's you. Nietzsche said that those who dance are considered insane by those who can't hear the music. Neil, you heard Eric's music, and I see how it crescendos in you, ever making you want to dance with my brother and welcome his biological and chosen chorus lines into the number as well. Look, Neil, people call you a lot of things. Neil, Nilu, Dr. Vias, third baritone from the left. Never late for dinner, though. That's reserved for Eric. But I call you lucky. You are lucky to have that beautiful brightness from now until forever. I'm just eternally grateful that Mr. Late for Everything over there is just as lucky. Thank you for being you. And starting this time tomorrow, I'll call you something else too. My brother. To Neil. And now to you, Lavis. The story of when you came out to me is something I'll never forget for 2 reasons. First, that you trusted and believed in me so much to share what was then the most vulnerable part of yourself. And second, your feeling to this day of how I reacted to your truth changed how I think of myself. I didn't think it mattered who you loved because you were and are a person with character and values and a best friend who cared more for others than he did for himself. And so my simple, accepting reaction, I felt, was appropriate and forgettable. But you saw deeper into how meaningfully I acted. You saw something important I didn't realize was there, and you loved me for it. And that's Eric. Eric is not only there for you, Eric knows why you matter and what you bring to this world. He will never falter to act on that unique love he has for you. Everyone here who knows Eric knows that special, one-of-a-kind way he goes out of his way to make your life better. Eric, that selflessness has always defined you, even through your own challenging journey to define yourself, even when the laws and attitudes of society kept you from your rightful happiness. You've demonstrated a ceaseless depth of grace and belief and drive, mixed with, naturally, love. But of course you do, because energy and persistence conquer all things. So this is a public thank you. Thank you for making the world a better place. Thank you for making my world a better place. To Eric. And finally, to the near newlyweds as a couple. As some of you may know, we are all a little weird, and life's a little weird. And when we find someone whose weirdness is compatible with ours, we join up with them and fall in mutual weirdness and call it love. 4 for 4, Eric. Now let's talk about weird and love for a second. If anyone hasn't heard, the proposal story, it can be summarized as Neil proposed to Eric in a murder-themed escape room that transitioned into a romantic oasis. To be fair, it really is a fun and beautiful story that the grooms can tell you more about. But even they don't know the full story. I've been waiting 2 years, 4.5 months to share this story of fated love. One night, I get a call from Eric, and he's a cross between pain and panic with Eric. Cam, he says, I don't know what to do. I've dropped hints to Neil that I want him to be the one to propose, but I can't do it. I can't wait any longer. I love him too much, and I need to be with him forever. I think I need to propose to him. We are going on a trip in a couple of months. I think I'll do it then. Please help me plan this surprise. I was elated to know that Eric was ready to take the next step with such an amazing person. The next morning, exactly 12 hours later, I kid you not, I get a call from Neil. Cameron, I love Eric more than anything else in the world, and I want to be with him forever, and I'm going to propose, so I want you to help me. My elation from 12 hours earlier quickly turned to fear as I tried to figure out how to not let this Freaky Friday Twilight Zone Parent Trap thing blow up on my watch. My wife even contacted The Ellen Show to try to get them on air to unknowingly propose simultaneously. 2021 now, and definitely glad they ignored her. But then I realized this was just their mutual weirdness coming to fruition, and my fear turned to bliss. In Hebrew, this is known as beshert, meant to be. Thankfully, it was also beshert that I and a few others successfully did help them both surprise each other. Eric and Neil, this weekend is so special because you clearly are meant to be together. Your dueling proposals and are just some of the many past and future examples of your incredible and unmatched love for each other that I wish you to cherish always. To that wish, I add just 3 more. I wish you happiness together, but more so the gift of knowing happiness comes in big and small moments with one another. I wish you comfort in each other, but more so the faith to know that even when you may not feel comfortable, he will always be there anyway. And finally, I wish you shared adventure, but more so the wisdom to know however much enjoyment you find exploring the world, you can adventure in the simple and close to home too. To wrap up my fun, I want you to look at me and everyone else in this room. Look at all of your biological and chosen family. Our smiles here today and tomorrow show that we will always be with you to help you get through the hard times and celebrate the best times. Because you too may have chosen us, but remember that we all chose you too. To the happy couple and the love we finally get to celebrate publicly, legally, and together. Mazel tov and l'chaim.
So, over my short lifetime, I've been to a number of Indian weddings. Let's just cut the chase. One of my favorite acts in every Indian wedding is when the aunties and uncles put away their financial advice, their judgment, their criticism, and they throw on some old Bollywood tunes, put on their dancing shoes, and put on a real program. So next, we have the baby boomer community. We have the bridge playing, the card playing, we will not gamble for money community. We have the I'm joining Facebook and Instagram so I could be friends with my children community. We have the I grew up in a small village. I walked 10 miles every day in the dark with my medical textbooks on my back, with no shoes on my feet, to a school with no air condition, and still became a doctor community. My mom would probably throw a sandal at me for that introduction. But please put your hands together for Neil's parents and his dear aunties and uncles to do an Indian medley dance. So for those of you that do not know Masi and Masa, that means aunt and uncle. And I'm a new nephew today to a new aunt and uncle. They may not know it, the Barger family. I'm your new nephew, Kevin. So when I asked their beautiful daughters, Julia and Jenny, which parent is your favorite? They told me in confidence it was their mother, but I said I wouldn't say anything. They also said they raised themselves, but I said I wouldn't say anything. But the way they described their parents, I could tell that they loved them regardless. Glenn is one of the most powerful attorneys in California. He has dealt with a number of bankruptcy issues, including mine. He's also known as the most intimidating person in this room, but I think you're absolutely lovely. I think you're a great guy. And Sandy, my God, Sandy. One of the most powerful media executives in the country, the creator of home entertainment, and probably the sweetest individual in this room after my mother-in-law. Glenn, Sandy, I know we just met, but would love to connect on social and talk shop. Please put your hands together to help me welcome Julia and Jenny's parents, Glenn and Sandy. I'm so sorry.
Wow. If I did not know how much Eric and Neil truly love each other and how they complete each other, I would say they put this entire night on just to punk us and make us come up here after all of this talent, beautiful words, humor. It's really an honor to be here tonight to celebrate this joyous weekend and an occasion that I think we're all going to remember. I am Glenn Barger. I'm Eric's uncle. This is my wife, Sandy, his aunt, I think counts, close enough. First, I'd like to say, on behalf of the Bargers, we're really looking forward to getting to know Neil's family. To his mom and dad, you did great as a good kid. And I do want to say on behalf of the Bargers, Granny couldn't be here. Very important to Eric. But she, of course, is thinking about you. And his grandpa Lovable is here in spirit. And also I want to say on behalf of the Pickles, we want to welcome this whole new family to us. This is Sandy's family. And in case you're not putting this together, I know Neil has because he's so bright. Her name is Sandy Pickle. And her mom is over there if you want to ask how they possibly came up with that name of Sandy Pickle. We are looking forward to so many more celebrations with your family over the years as we celebrate Neil and Eric, and I'm sure all their successes in life as we move forward. We've had the pleasure of getting to know Neil over these years, and he's bright, he's personable, he's funny. He is the king of all games. To my daughter's and Matt's chagrin, he seems to win at everything he does. We've heard he's ridden his bike across California for charity. He is a successful doctor. He sings. It's obvious your whole family is talented, and where you get it from. He's a gardener. When Eric gardens and he pokes his eye out, he then does emergency surgery. I truly think, Neil, you can accomplish anything, and it's a pleasure to welcome you to our family officially. I also have to say, Neil, your success continues by joining with Eric. Eric, I don't know if you even know this story, but my parents and I were here in Santa Barbara over 30 years ago when we got the call from my sister, Ellen, as only she can do, after we've all gone to sleep, middle of the night, to let us know that she's in labor. So we packed up from our beautiful beachfront hotel, and we raced San Diego for Eric's first of many grand entrances. And I have to say, I still remember my dad's look of pride. And joy seeing Eric. And I know he would be very proud of you today. And he would love Neil. Eric is truly a special person. I've watched him succeed in everything he's done as well. Soccer, swimming, water polo. I watched him direct an entire high school play on his own. And how he did that, I still don't know. You've heard he went on to SC to be a Trojan, a leader at his fraternity, made great friends. He got a master's. He wanted to pursue his dream of being in entertainment, and he's done that. He's been very successful. He's worked his way up the ladder, and I'm very proud of you, Eric, and all you've accomplished. And I just want to really congratulate both of you. It's a wonderful weekend. We're honored to celebrate it with all of you. And I do want to turn it over to my wife to say some congratulatory words and also to read a toast that my brother gave to us at our wedding.
We could not be more delighted to have Neil joining our family.
Yeah.
I remember watching when we got married, Eric in his cute little tuxedo, just this little baby. It was the cutest thing. And Glenn's brother Steve gave this wonderful toast to us. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warmth upon your face. And may the rains fall soft upon your fields. We wish you a life of love and happiness. Congratulations, best wishes, and mazel tov from all of us.
Oh, stop it, Glenn. You're too much. But please go on. It's wonderful. So next, we are going to take a 2-minute break. Please do what you need to do in 2.5 minutes. And we will resume the program for our final event, Jeopardy! So, for the final event, we will be doing Jeopardy! For any of you that know Neil and Eric, the one thing they love more than each other possibly is beating each other at board games. So, for this audience here, you may know Neil and Eric in some capacity, but you're about to really know them. And this will make the weekend all the more interesting. So, the first thing that we do is each table will be a team. And I need you to identify in the next 30 seconds the person that can count and the person with the highest level of ethics. And they will be the scorekeeper for this event. I see many of you pointing to people that have the lowest level of ethics. We need the most honorable people for this game. And what we will do is we will go through a series of questions and categories, and you will tally the questions, the answers. So please identify that person and make sure you have your phones out or a legal pad and a pen, and we'll go from there.
Hey everybody! Please sit down. Everyone wants Jeopardy right now. Please sit down. Please be quiet. Thank you.
After all that, I still couldn't get people to sit down. All right? So, if the designated person would please raise their hands just so we know that every table has somebody. Table 9 looks like you have 2 people. You guys should try your counting. Oh, 1. All right, so we're good to go. Let's start the game. Nina? Yeah. I know, but Neil and Eric want to start. I can't. No, they know. Yeah. All right, let's get this game started. Next slide, please. So for those of you that have been living under a rock, Jeopardy is fairly simple. We have a few categories. They all have different point levels. It's not that complicated. So to start, we will start with our first category, the Vyas family, also the family that I entered. The next category will be the Lavis family. The next category, one of my all-time favorites, the Neil deal. And the next category, one of my second all-time favorites, the Eric inquiries. And the next category, lovebirds, Neil and Eric. And the final category, everybody loves, a bonus round. So let's get this game started. Doesn't matter. So we will start with our first category, the Vyas family. So the first question, how did Mahesh and Jayshree first meet? Over a cadaver in medical school, through a family connection, via matchmaker, or biodata? Please align with the answer for your table, and then we will show the answer in 5 seconds. Make sure the person with the highest ethics knows your final answer, and we will review what the correct answer is. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the answer is over a cadaver in medical school. This is fairly simple. If you got it right, you got 1 point. If you got it wrong, there's another question coming. Next question. Which of the following hobbies do Jayshree and Neil share a passion for? Sewing, golfing, yoga, or gardening? Make sure the person that is the captain of your table with the highest ethics knows the final answer. And the answer is gardening. Just to reiterate, each table is competing against all the other tables. You are a team. Don't shout out the answer. Unless you like to do that. Next question. This is Neil. Next slide. Which Vyas child has operated on Mahesh Vyas, the father of the groom? Shail, Raj, Neil, Nina, or bonus answer E, Kevin? And the correct answer is Shail. On his knee. And it looks great after that dance. Next question. Which of the following is not one of Jayshree's signature mantras? Jayshree is the mother of the groom. The one, the obvious one. A, just change the thought. C, man proposes, God disposes. D, a stress is a stress if you call it stress. B, when things go wrong, don't go with them. And the correct answer is when things go wrong, don't go with them. It shows up on every text message thread, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. If you'd like to subscribe, email me. Next question. Which of the Vyas children was an accident? Shail, Raj, Neil, Nina, E, all of the above. The correct answer is Neil. And now we have a wedding to spend on. Next question. The accident. Let's move on to Eric's family. Where did Ellen and Dan first meet? A, at a friend's wedding. B, at a friend's birthday. C, at a Jewish singles dance. D, at a fraternity social. And the correct answer feels like it should be C. At a Jewish singles dance. Seems like many couples at table 18 met there. The man raising the sign. Who is Dan's favorite NFL football team who never ceases to disappoint him? Welcome back, NFL. A, Dallas Cowboys. B, New England Patriots. C, San Diego Chargers. D, Seattle Seahawks. And the correct answer is A, Dallas Cowboys. Captains, I hope you're keeping score. This is going quick. How old were Ellen's students when she taught at Hawthorne Elementary School? 8 to 9 years old, 12 to 13 years old, 5 to 6 years old, 3 to 4 years old. And the correct answer is 4 to 5-year-olds. God bless your heart. You're an angel. The next question. Which high school sport was Matt on the varsity team for? Who is Matt? Matt is Eric's brother. A, soccer. B, lacrosse. C, tennis. D, water polo. E, all of the above. And the correct answer is C, tennis. Matt and Eric, not a day has passed. How long have Ellen and Dan been married? A, 42 years. B, 50 years. C, 34. D, 23. They are younger than you think. Or maybe not. And the correct answer is C, 34 years old. All the people that met at the Jewish fraternity, you knew the answer. Next question. It's Eric in 25. Next category, the Neil deal. As a toddler, which item was Neil inseparable from? A, childhood binky. B, cassette player. C, teddy bear. D, rainbow bright doll. And the correct answer is cassette player. In every wedding, there are always technical difficulties. Next question. Surprise, bonus, fill in the blank. Feel free to write on your neighbor's hand. What kind of music did Neil listen to on his cassette player? And the correct answer is classic Indian oldies. What is Neil's favorite animal? If you don't know this, I don't consider you his friend. A, cows. B, panda bears. C, dogs. D, horses. And the correct answer is cows. What was the make and model of Neil's first car, and what was the car's name? Infiniti, Lizzie. Acura, Shaniqua. Mitsubishi, Sherry. Corvette, Joshua. Sounds like a series of ex-boyfriends and girlfriends. The correct answer is give it up for Shaniqua. Next question. How many tries did it take Neil to pass his behind-the-wheel driving test? A, 1, B, 2, C, 3, D, 4, E, he still does not have his license. And the correct answer is D. Do not drive anywhere close to that man. Next question. In addition to singing, which of the following instruments did Neil not study while at USC? A, harp. B, piano. C, guitar. D, violin. Even his parents seem to be confused. The correct answer is violin. A man with many talents sometimes can't get to every instrument. Next question. Again, not the violin. Get ready for the Eric inquiries. Who did Eric pretend to be for 6 months at the age of 3 years old? Simba, Cinderella, Peter Pan, Mary Poppins. E, a remix of all of the above. And the correct answer is Mary Poppins. Let's hope there's a picture behind this one. Woo! Always ready for a rainy day. Next question. What household appliance did Eric have a particular affinity for as a child? The toaster, the hairdryer, the vacuum cleaner, the blender, everything you can find at Bed Bath & Beyond. And the correct answer is the vacuum cleaner. Which of the following Broadway musicals was Eric not obsessed with in high school? Wicked, The Boy from Oz, Rent, Avenue Q. And the correct answer is The boy from Oz. Next question. What was Eric's best event on the Torrey Pines High School swim team? 200-meter individual medley, 100-meter butterfly, 100-meter backstroke, 1,500-meter freestyle. For those of you at the PT, you saw firsthand all that talent. That body explains itself. And the correct answer is the 200-meter individual medley. How many first dances has Eric choreographed for his friends' weddings? A7, B1, C2, D4. Many of them are sitting at table 12. And the correct answer is four. Next question. Guys, we're coming in at the home stretch. Lovebirds, Neil and Eric, our second to last category. What are arguably Neil and Eric's favorite two board games to play? Monopoly and Stinky Feet, Cards Against Humanity and Ticket to Ride, Code Names and Settlers of Catan, Telestrations, and Word on the Street. For those that don't know these board games, I advise you to go to Walmart. The correct answer is Code Names and Settlers of Catan. Feel free to find them online playing these games under an alias. Neil and Eric both studied abroad in the same European city, 6 years apart. Which city was it? Barcelona, Madrid, Edinburgh, London. The correct answer is London. That explains the accent. When Neil and Eric started dating, what type of restaurant did they often go to for their Friday date nights? Indian, Italian, Mexican, Thai. The correct answer is Italian. Does Olive Garden count as Italian? Next question. Which 2015 power ballad became Neil and Eric's unofficial song when they first met? Elastic Heart, Heartbeat Song, Hello, Stitches. And the correct answer is Hello by Adele. Next question. Where was Neil when he decided that he wanted to marry Eric? Performing at a GMCLA performance, at the Trevor Live Annual Gala, at a performance of Dear Evan Hansen on Broadway with Kevin and Nina, on a trip to Santa Barbara. The correct answer is the silence. At the Trevor Live Annual Gala. This is the bonus round. Get your eyes ready. What was the first trip Neil and Eric took together? Provincetown, New York City for Pride, Eugene, Oregon for the USC game, Puerto Vallarta for Memorial Day. The correct answer is C, Eugene, Oregon for the USC game. We're heading into the home stretch, guys. What was the name of the restaurant where Eric took Neil on his first date? A, B, C, or D? The correct answer is Gusto. Next question. It felt like nobody was keeping count. So what we're going to do is that everyone will get a hug from Neil and Eric at some point this weekend. But we want to thank you all for your participation. I want to thank you all for a wonderful evening. Thank you for being such great guests. Just a few reminders. Tomorrow morning, we have yoga with Jayshree, which is Neil's mom, at 9 a.m. And then at 8 a.m., we have a run with Eric. The distance varies depending on your health, but it's 4 miles. So, without further ado, you guys have heard enough from me. I want to introduce two of the hardest working, most caring, most genuine older brothers and younger brother to the stage to basically say a few words. So please put your hands together, stomp your feet, clap your hands, pound your chest, whatever you need to do to make some noise for Neil and Eric.
Hi. Welcome to Santa Barbara. Get it together. You guys are all the lucky folks who get to hear us 2 nights in a row. So if you didn't already know, there's going to be a lot of tears and there's going to be a lot of thank yous. So we're just going to thank you a lot. And all you got to say is, you're welcome. So the first thank you is, thank you for taking your time and your energy and your money and trekking up to Santa Barbara for us. We are deeply honored, we are deeply humbled, and we really hope everyone sleeps in tomorrow unless you want to run 4 miles with me. Shall we introduce the chosen family? Yeah. Okay. Kevin had alluded to, first of all, where is Kevin Shah?
Kevin wasn't 100% accurate with everything he said tonight, but one thing was true. We did only tell him like maybe 7-10 days ago, hey Kevin, we're doing something on Friday night and we haven't really been thinking about it too much because we've been focusing on Saturday, but we need someone to host. And he's like, I'm on it. I'm writing my speech, guys. And then 2 minutes later, I want to test out a joke with you. And he put this whole thing together and crushed it. So thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin. So number one thank you is, I put this slide up for a reason. Welcome to the Gratitude Awards. We're going to take the next few minutes and we're going to take this time that we have tonight, because we don't have it tomorrow night, to thank a few important people in the room. The first people we would like to thank, as Kevin had alluded to earlier in his speech, was what we're calling our chosen family. Neil and I are both incredibly fortunate to have families who have come to love and appreciate every single inch and part and asset and whatever we are. They love us. Those are the biological families. But we also have the people we have managed to curate and trap into being our friends for years and years and years, who are here tonight. And I would love if all of them could stand up, please, so you all could see who they are. If you are a member of the chosen family, please rise. We would lie to you all if we said that Neil and I have been this cool our entire lives. That is simply not true. And we have grown a lot, and it is through the care and the kindness and the listening and everything else of these people and many other people in the room, but these people especially, that have helped us become who we are today. And for that, we are eternally grateful. You were warned about the crying. I'm going to thank my parents right now. A lot of people came up tonight and said a lot of really nice things about me, and I hope most of it wasn't lying. But I must tell you that all of my best qualities come from the two people at that table. Some of my worst, for sure, too, but all of my best qualities, for sure. For anyone who knows me as helpful and thoughtful, That is Ellen Lavis. She is always the first to volunteer, and she is always the master of making others feel special, extra special, with her gifts, her words, and her gestures. For anyone who knows me as practical and pragmatic, that is my father, Dan Lavis. A giver of sage advice, wise words always, and someone who keeps me, my brother, my mom, and many, many others with their feet planted firmly on the ground. That is him. I am very sensitive, emotional, and somewhat stubborn occasionally, and like them, I've learned to make these qualities into something that helps me too. So I got some good and I got some whatever. But these two people have given me the most beautiful life and every opportunity I could have possibly asked for. They have come on me with this journey, not just the journey of planning a wedding, but every other journey too. And they have helped me and loved me and supported me at every single step. And they are here, and they also happen to love the person that I love, who I've chosen to spend the rest of my life with. And for all those things that I have named, for every other remarkable thing that they have done, I am grateful. Grateful is an understatement. Thank you for loving and supporting me. Thank you for loving and supporting us. We intend to honor you and make you proud every day, today and this day forward. And we hope soon to have some grandkids who will learn from you too. I love you both. Let me get them back.
And now I'd like to say my thank yous to my parents, Mom and Dad. Kevin's right, we like to cry. Eric and I are both very blessed to have both families, extended, and our parents so deeply involved with every part of our life. And so involved with this whole process of wedding planning, putting together a multi-weekend affair, doing everything just the way that they would have done for any other children, and doing it with such love and determination. I mean, we did our piti, our religious ceremony this afternoon, and it was beautiful, and they pulled that off, just I didn't know a thing about it. And everything that they did behind the scenes these last several weeks and the past few months has been amazing. Like they just took care of so many things I didn't have to worry about. And I appreciate that you guys did that with such love and enthusiasm for us. And like Eric said, we have also been on a long journey. I came out to you guys at 19. I'm 37. It's been half my life, basically. And together we've gone on a roller coaster, right? And to see where we are now, all together with our family here, I've certainly grown a lot. We've all grown a lot. And I'm so impressed by and proud of where you guys are at, because when I was 19, I didn't know that this was ever going to come. And not only are you guys here and doing this for us, you are leaders in your community. You are people who others are starting to look up to. You are advocating for everyone else in the South Asian community where this is not as visible, and this is not something that people love and accept at all times. And where you guys are at now is a testament to where you guys stand with everyone else around you. And you guys have always been leaders in every community you've been in, but this is, I think, your most meaningful contribution to really helping others also love their own children and also be proud. So thank you for getting here with me. And I'm lucky that you also love Eric. Because when I first introduced Eric to my parents, they were like, okay, great, he's awesome, we love him. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, why did he not get any scrutiny like everyone else? He's not an Indian doctor. Like, what the heck? I was a little annoyed that my parents were just like, they loved him right off the bat, and I was like, do I not deserve the scrutiny that everyone else has? But then I realized that they actually trust in me, and they're like, we know that if Neil makes a choice, it has been thoroughly vetted. And they know that when I said, after all my indecisions in life, and they know I'm a very indecisive person, my dad has answered questions after questions after questions multiple times, just like everybody else has in my family. If I finally come to a decision, that's it. I've done my homework, and this is the best thing possible. And they saw that, and they loved it, and they accepted it, and they brought Eric into this family as we're still not clear, number 4 or number 5 son, the fifth son. And I thank you for that, because it wasn't easy bringing him. I was nervous, and it wasn't an issue. It never was. And the amount of love that you showed to both of us throughout this whole journey, this whole process, has just been a gift, because one less thing to worry about, right? Thank you for that. And I am who I am because of who you guys raised me to be. Mom and I are basically like twins. I mean, I've like learned all my little idiosyncrasies from her, and I feel like I'm so thankful to have such inspiring role models to turn me into who I am now. And I'll always appreciate everything that you've done for me, you've done for us, and that, like Eric said, you will do for our future family. Thank you.